All right, welcome back. Now this video is directed towards the comments made by YouTuber Neferkare T. Dessalines. From my understanding, I think he's a Haitian. If I'm not mistaken, he's Haitian, and he lives in New York City. And if you know anything about his content, you can hear his New York accent quite well. He made a video a few days ago, I think, about Tariq Nasheed that got quite a bit of views. He's going to refer to that video and give you a summary of what he talked about in that video. And I think that that video was flawed. It contained nothing but flawed arguments against not only Tariq, but a lot of FBAs. And I'm going to give to you all my thoughts on his flaws.
Now, today we're going to be discussing the topic of Governor Westmore's lineage, as they say, right? Because Tariq Nasheed decided to make it a conversation about lineage.
Now, this is about Governor Westmore vetoing reparations.
I'm going to engage him on that conversation. Now, I'm going to jump into Tariq talking about the situation, and then right after that, I'm going to jump into a clip from Donna Samir. Shout out to Search for Uhuru, Donna Samir, who was
Donna Samir, Search for Uhuru. So he just gave a shout out, and he's going to share some of the content of a fellow tether who sits up and does nothing but talk about FBA all day.
Also speaking on this exact situation, the lineage of Governor Westmore, right? So run the clip, and I'm going to come back with my commentary. Let's go.
The only black governor that we have, Westmore, he just vetoed a bill for reparations for the state. They were going to put together a task force for reparations. He vetoed that. So yeah, he was like, oh no, we're going to focus on something else. So that's that Pan-African coalition, right? Listen, there's a reason why they get these non-FBA tethers. The white supremacists know what they're doing. They know how to elevate these people, and they do it for a reason. They do it for a reason. They know these people, anything that's going to be about restorative justice for foundational black Americans, they know these people are going to crash it out. They know these these non-FBAs, they don't have no lineage-based ties to us or our struggle. You know, Westmore, his family's Jamaican. So they don't have the same generational trauma, the direct connection to the reparations claim, the ancestral ties here.
He is a member of the Sons of the American Revolution. His ancestor, Prince Ames, served in the Massachusetts militia in the Revolutionary War. He's more FBA than y'all. The majority of y'all who claim to be FBA, I bet you can't go as far as back to the Revolutionary War.
Now, this guy right here is that fellow immigrant that he just gave a shout out to, and you heard what he just said. He's more FBA than y'all. I swear all these dudes do is sit up talking about us nonstop like a bunch of groupies. Y'all act like fanboys. Always got our name in y'all's mouth. Just like the rest of the world. Always paying attention to what the hell we talking about. To the point where y'all ain't got nothing that you talk about amongst yourselves. And I'm going to get to that.
All right, we back. Now, I just want to say, when has Westmore ever proclaimed to be a Pan-Africanist? When has Westmore ever promoted the ideologies of Pan-Africanism, right? Now, I'm going to get to Westmore's lineage in a bit, but I got to stand on that first, right? What does Pan-Africanism have to do with the governor of Maryland striking down reparations? Where's the connection to the ideology of Pan-Africanism, which is about the economic, geopolitical, and military cooperation of those of African descent?
Now, clearly, the correlation Tariq was talking about, he was saying that there is no real Pan-Africanism going on. Because yet again, we got another example of a foreigner coming into our country, achieving some position of power and doing something against foundational black Americans. What do you mean? What does Pan-African have to do with it? Don't try to define Pan-Africanism to mean what you want it to mean to fit your little argument. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because what he said makes sense. Here we have yet another foreigner speaking against our reparations and going against our reparations. We see a pattern here. There ain't no way you can twist that into some argument that suits you. That is very much a reality. These immigrants coming over here, getting into these little positions, many of those positions are offered to them before they even get here. And they're brought here for the purpose of undermining us. So what are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. You sitting up talking about you don't know what Tariq talking. I don't know what you're talking about.
Where's the correlation between the ideology of Pan-Africanism and Governor Westmore? And that's precisely the reason why I made that video that I made where I destroyed Tariq when he tried to show love to Captain Ibrahim Traore. That video.
No, you did not destroy Tariq. I know you think just because it got 30,000 views that you did something. But if you go to his channel, you'll notice that that video that he made about Tariq was one of the few videos that got a high number of views. Why? Because he's using Tariq's name. Here it is right here. 26,000 views. He just sat there and said 30,000 views. You can't just tack on the extra 4,000 views, my dude. That's mad thirsty on your part. Let me back that up.
Got like that I made where I destroyed Tariq when he tried to show love to Captain Ibrahim Traore. That video got like 30,000 views.
No, it didn't get like 30,000 views. What are you talking about? See, that's some weak desperation right there, my dude. You had 26,000 views right now. And this is after you done made that video. Oh, what's a little 4,000 views? A 4,000 views, that's a lot of views, dude. Some of your videos only got around 4,000 views. Like this one you made about my man Dennis Sperling. Right here. Before and after. Look at this one, 3,000 views. So stop it, man. You got a bunch of views because you're using Tariq's name. Now, some of his other views get high. Some of his other videos get a high number of views. And shout out to you for that. Credit to you for that. I've actually been following this channel ever since he started this channel. He started this channel a while ago. Right? Good for you, bro. You've been able to get a healthy number of views talking about Africa. Something that a lot of people in America, or let's say a lot of FBAs, we wouldn't even want to try to do that. No, thank you. I'm not going to just only talk about African politics and I'm an American. No, thank you. So good for you. Can pop your collar to that. But this you cannot pop your collar to. And I'm not about to give you 4,000 free views. Now, aside from that, listen to what else he says.
Destroyed Tariq when he tried to show love to Captain Ibrahim Traore. That video got like 30,000 views, right? I told him, listen, keep your fake love to yourself, right? Don't try to come around and show love and salute when you see the Pan-Africanists doing big things. No.
Y'all not doing big things. Ibrahim is doing big things. He's the historical figure, not you. You a Haitian here in New York City. Ibrahim Traore is a historic figure. Why is he a historic figure? He's a historic figure because he is doing the exact things that FBA historically and culturally have always wanted them to do. Preached to them to do. Has said that they should do, which is expel the foreigners from their lands. So what Ibrahim did was in line with our culture. So what is you talking about? Well, we have to air out these foreigners and their smoke, the smoke that they got for us. Because I'm telling you, every argument that these dudes try to put up against us is weak. Us black Americans, we a solid group. Y'all need to go find some other demographic, some other group to try to bully. It ain't gonna work over here. Just listen to your little failed, goofy arguments. This is goofy. Now, let's continue.
Ibrahim Traore. That video got like 30,000 views, right? I told him, listen, keep your fake love to yourself, right? Don't try to come around and show love and salute when you see the Pan-Africanists doing big things. No, sit down and keep doing whatever you was doing, which was not a goddamn thing, right? Because that's the one thing you're good at. You are good at shoehorning Pan-Africanism into every conversation where Pan-Africanism has no correlation and zero connection. We could be talking about...
Again, there was a connection there. See, you about to go on a tirade. I'm not even going to play that part. I want to talk about your overall criticism. All Tariq did was say, I like what Ibrahim is doing. That's all he did. I like what he's doing. So what do you expect Tariq to do? To be dishonest? And I'm pointing this out because there are several black Americans who like what Ibrahim is doing. Why? Because we finally got another African leader that's doing what he's doing. Maybe if more African leaders did this, you'd hear FBA applauding Africans far more often. It's not our fault that y'all don't do these types of things that often. Why don't you tell your people to stop singing and dancing when white people show up? That's the next step. Hopefully Ibrahim gets his people to stop doing that too, which he very well, he's probably in the process of doing. Ibrahim is a powerful man, and he gets the utmost respect from FBA. And guess what? Ain't nothing you can do about it, because what Ibrahim is doing is in line with our culture. Ain't nothing you can do about it. So sit back and calm down. All this fast talking, it ain't intimidating nobody, because your argument on its face is goofy and don't make no sense. He said, I like what Ibrahim is doing. Salute to him. That's not Tariq's attempt to support Pan-Africanism. What is you talking about? And you only saying that because Ibrahim said that he supports Pan-Africanism. So what?
Right?
So what that Ibrahim supports Pan-African? This is Neferkare Dessalines' entire argument. That Ibrahim himself is a Pan-Africanist. So Tariq, you have no business saluting a Pan-Africanist, seeing that you speak against Pan-Africanism, which Tariq really doesn't. The arguments I've heard from Tariq, he argues that it's dead. The tools, the things are not in place for Pan-Africanism to pop off. He basically sat back and just gave a description of Pan-Africanism. He don't really speak against Pan-Africanism like that. He's on record, just like all the rest of us. All the other FBAs, we're not stupid. We know that if Africans were on code, if the Caribbeans were on code, Pan-Africanism, it would be the way to go. This falling out is because y'all lack that type of unity. Y'all too tribal. Over there in Africa, they're too tribal. And they bring that tribal mentality over here. Y'all can say what you want about FBA. If you're FBA, you pretty much in the same tribe, no matter where you from the south, north, whatever. We got the same principles, fight for the same things. We don't other each other the way y'all do. Y'all be straight up going to war with each other. Now, I want to also deal with Neferkare Dessalines, the YouTuber, because in that video he made about Tariq, which he has on the screen here, he brags about how he himself is a Pan-Africanist who does Pan-African things and make Pan-African moves. And Ibrahim said that he was also a Pan-Africanist. So Neferkare sees it as a case where he himself, I'm a Pan-Africanist, Pan-Africanist supporting another Pan-Africanist. But Neferkare, you ain't doing nothing for Ibrahim. All you doing is sitting on the YouTube channel talking. How you think you supporting them? You supporting them with videos, maybe to help share their ideology and their beliefs. But guess what? Millions of other Africans doing the same thing. So you ain't doing nothing special. You sitting up there on a YouTube channel talking like you taking military positions in Burkina Faso's military. What you talking about? You ain't doing nothing. You think that this channel is a display of Pan-Africanism? It ain't. Anybody can sit up. Oh, look at what you doing, dude. All you doing is sitting up here talking about the stuff that's going on over there in Burkina Faso. And shout out to Burkina Faso, a people who I strongly believe Black Americans are in fact related to, because Burkina Faso, those people in Burkina Faso, they have no doubt their ancestry stretches back to Nubia and Egypt as well. Their lineage goes back to the Nile Valley, just like Black Americans. But look at what you're doing. You sitting up there talking about everything that they do over there. Troy destroys Western propaganda in an interview. Troy fires back at U.S. General Michael Langley. Mali attempts legal gold mine takeover after rejecting $438 million. Whatever their news talks about, their media over there in Africa, you talk about. And exactly how is that being a Pan-Africanist? You expect us FBAs to be over here doing this too? We supposed to be supporting Pan-Africanism by sitting up here just doing what you doing? No, thank you. No, thank you. You ain't helping these people over there with nothing. No, thank you. We going to talk about what's going on over here with FBA. That's what we doing. Because you know what? That's the exact same thing Ibrahim is doing. You can say that he claimed that he's a Pan-Africanist all you want. Ibrahim is worried about Burkina Faso and nothing but Burkina Faso. Let's look at some of the things that Ibrahim has done. And again, shout out to this man. Whenever people over there in Africa do things like this, we gonna salute them. It ain't nothing you can do about it. Let's start from the bottom. Let's start with these, which is the things that we salute him most for. He banned French media in Burkina Faso. He banned French military operations in Burkina Faso. He expelled French troops from Burkina Faso. Salute to that man. If FBA saluting him, get your panties in a bunch, that's your problem. Our swamp ancestors did the same thing. We want our own civilizations. Simple. We don't need nobody holding our hand. Look, he built a new airport. Rice production increased 280,000 to 326,000. This is all in 2 years, people. He did this only in 2 years. And if I'm not mistaken, Ibrahim is a young man. He built all types of plants. He looked out for the people. The GDP grew from 18.8 billion to 22.1 billion. Rejected loans from International Monetary Fund and the World Bank. He said Africa doesn't need the World Bank, IMF, Europe, or America. Salute to Ibrahim. Salute to Ibrahim. He is operating in line with our code. This is what we've been telling African nations to do for the longest. He's functioning in line with our code. So beat it. And that's another thing that gets y'all's panties in a bunch. Y'all looking at him doing these things and you mad because you know he's in line with our narratives. So go on about your business. Okay, y'all need to stop folding. We got to start calling these dudes out, man, because these arguments is bogus. He paid off Burkina Faso's local debts. Oh, sorry about that. Established 2 tomato processing plants. 2023 inaugurated a state-of-the-art gold mine to enhance local processing capabilities. He stopped the export of unrefined Burkina Faso gold to Europe. Salute to Ibrahim. Huh? Salute to Ibrahim. You up on your channel talking as if this is all African stuff he doing. Oh, he's doing Pan-African things. You FBA worried about, dude, beat it. Beat it. We FBA sitting back here like, finally, we got another one. Finally. Again, if y'all would do this stuff more often, you'd hear us salute them more often. And us saluting them, that ain't really support. Tariq didn't donate money to Ibrahim. He didn't offer him any resources. What are you talking about? Tariq did not make an attempt to support Pan-Africanism. He just said, I like what he's doing. You simply interpret that as him now supporting Pan-Africanism. Y'all a bunch of goofies. Each and every one of y'all who come out against us in our homeland, you're a bunch of goofies and you make failed arguments. I'm going to start airing y'all out, man. Y'all have no idea. I'm just going to have to turn into a tether hitman on y'all. Because y'all's arguments is goofy. Don't nothing y'all say make sense. We've been solid ever since we've been in this country. 2023 inaugurated state-of-the-art gold mine, stopped the export. He built their second cotton pressing plant. Previously, the country only had one. He opened the first ever national support center. Okay, shout out to Ibrahim. Look, he banned the wearing of British legal wigs and gowns in local courts. Now, you know FBA, that's an FBA thing right here. Refusing to walk in Europeans' image, to display our black selves in white people's image. He banned those British wigs and gowns being worn in Burkina Faso. That's FBA mentality all day. And that's what y'all mad at. So we about to start pointing it out. Y'all gonna learn y'all lesson eventually. You curse yourselves trying to come out with smoke against us in our homeland, where millions of our ancestors shed blood on this homeland. That's why every argument that every one of you try to put up against us is a fail. And it will always be a fail. Y'all only option that will make y'all look sane is to support us in everything that we support. If not, shut up. Go back to your homeland. Talk about your own politics and whatnot. And I just wanted to bring this to your attention. And another thing, this guy, Neferkare Dessalines, guess what? He's a rapper.
Military.
You up here with all kind of smoke for FBA, talking about how we all dysfunctional and whatnot, and here you go.
Support the Patreon NTD 1840.
Another we let off a cannon. Secret location, I'm keeping it safe. You ain't retaliate, Franco Medina came to the country.
What is that? Haitian drill? That's your Pan-African drill? Shout out to you. Good music. And I'm being dead serious. I'm not being sarcastic. We need more music like that. Use our grassroots energy, but don't infuse it with poison. Infuse it with empowerment. Shout out to you, but understand, you using our culture. You over here in our homeland, using our culture for your own benefit. Watch your mouth. That's all I'm saying. Put some respect on our name. Anytime you talk about us, put some respect on it. Because if not, you just being a hypocrite. You love trying to project yourself as some type of intellectual, but you constantly nonstop waging war against FBA for nothing. And I'll land my plane there.